Okay.
we go. Thank you, Jesus.
Welcome to our Sales Psychology Masterclass, and we are going to start with some prayer because I know that we could all use some help and be blessed, regardless of your faith. You know, we invite all to our community, and there are a bunch of new guests here today. So, welcome to our new guests. You know, I was a pastor, so I'm used to congregating people, building community, and now that I'm a sales and business coach, monetizing that community. So I'm here to help serve you at the highest level, and come with your questions, come excited, come ready. Even better if you're able to get your cameras on so I can read your body language. I can see if you're sleeping. I can see if you're paying attention. We can laugh. We can, cry. We can, spur each other on. You know, as iron sharpens iron, so one man or woman sharpens another. So we're going to start with prayer because youngsters need a bit of a jet fuel, and I'm sure the rest of us could use a boost in faith and energy, body, mind, and spirit. So we're gonna start with prayer. And if anyone has any prayer requests, put them in the Zoom chat. And I think what I'm gonna ask you guys to do is just quietly, with your muted mics, just pray for that person with the situations, issues, requests, whether it's personal, whether it's business, that you may have. Okay. So, Lord, we just thank you so much for today. Today is a day that you have made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. It says in Scripture, Psalm 37:4, delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart. So, when you delight in God, what's really cool is He gives you the desires of your heart. And so many times, even in religion or even Christianity, a lot of people don't understand that concept. So, Father, help us to understand that you delight in us, and as we delight in you, you give us our desires versus us trying to earn your love or please you. So thank you, God, for the Inksters. They've gotten up extra early to be here. They're not feeling it today. And this is how business is so many times is, every single day, it's a grind. And some of the days we feel like packing up our skates. That's a Canadian analogy for my Canadian friends. For my American friends, happy July the 4th. And the fact that you showed up means you're crazy because it's July the 4th and Independence Day, and you're showing up because you want to level up. You want to get better. You want to, get better results. So we just pray for every single person that has invested their time and their resources and their hard-earned money to be here. We pray for your Holy Spirit revelation. We're praying for marketing and sales codes to be revealed, and things that are not even revealed to man and woman to be revealed today by your Holy Spirit. We thank you for today. We thank you that out of 150,000 people that didn't make it today globally, because that's the global dying rate for the daily rate, that today's a gift. And thank you that we are present, and thank you that you are present. And we just start with you in mind, which is a great start. Give us strength, give us clarity, give us focus, and really encourage us today if we're not feeling encouraged. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Okay. There are a lot of people in here. If you're able to get your cameras on, it would help me identify who you are, where you're from. Yeah.
Your thing when I try to get the camera on says you can't start your video because the host has stopped it.
Oh, that's really weird. Let me just see what's going on here.
So we had our video going and then it stopped.
Okay, let's try again.
Start my video.
There we go. Yay. Okay, there we are. Beautiful faces. So, okay, Daniel, I'm not sure who Daniel is. I'm gonna ask you to start your video. Welcome, Sandra.
Okay.
Melissa's in the house.
So which address did you go to?
Are you talking to us, Sandra?
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, that's not even Sandra. Who's talking? Let's see. Okay. Why don't we do a quick intro for our new guests who got complimentary passes today. Beata, I talked to, I don't know, was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? Maybe to share who you are, who you help, what you're hoping to, get breakthrough in maybe today's call or even in your business. That would be super helpful.
Okay, thank you. So my name is Beata. I'm from the Boston area in Massachusetts. And currently what I do is work with business English. I teach business English to international supply chain professionals. And my hope is to learn more strategies and that I can implement and improve my skills.
Amazing. And maybe just share, because I know the insides of having talked to you, Beata, is what are some of the results and case studies you've been able to achieve with some of your students? And what did that result in?
So for example, I mean, so the clients that I have worked with, they, so I offer a 10-week program, and within those 10 weeks, what I do is work with them on improving their communication in business contexts with international business partners. And so so far, many of the clients that I have worked with, they came in with if I gauge it on a scale of 0 to 10, in terms of their confidence level in communicating professionally in English. They started out with a 3, and many times most of them have ended up increasing their confidence level to at least a 7 or an 8 by the end of the 10 weeks. So my hope is to just continue helping these folks improve and help them unlock different career opportunities. So one client has had the opportunity to become a branch manager in his chosen profession. So, and where initially he started out with a level 3 with his confidence, and then moved up and is now a branch manager. So congratulations to him.
Wow. And do you know what that translation was in terms of salary increase?
No, unfortunately, no, I don't know, but no, evidently a managerial position certainly would involve an increase in salary in that case, of course.
Okay. That would be a great thing to ask in terms of how much they went from before and after. Because if it's like, they went from, like, let's say, I don't know, 40 to like 100,000 or 120, and you help triple them, that'd be pretty impressive. So you can put that into the amount, the amount of 2 or 3x or even percentage. So for your social proof, that'd be very impressive.
I'm still learning this. I am still learning the ins and outs of this. So I'm happy to be here today to learn from people who are further ahead than I am.
Well, welcome.
Thank you.
Glad to have you here. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
Okay, so who else do we have here that's new? Let me just go through the list here. Daniel, I'm not sure who Daniel is. Are you able to share who you are and where you're from and who you help?
Hey, can you see me?
Hey, Dan. Yeah, we can see you now. Welcome.
Hey, to everyone, I'm Daniel. I'm just 17 currently, and I live in Europe. So, yeah, I'm not from America, but I work in health and fitness niche. So I think you remember me, Jay, as a guy who we had like a call set up, but it wasn't like the one that you think it was supposed to be. So yeah.
Sorry.
It was with Riley Jarvis, if you remember.
Oh my gosh. Okay, your hair looks different. I don't know if your hair changed or is that right?
Maybe the style though.
Okay,
Yeah.
are you still working with Riley?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so let me try to interpret this in a short manner. So Daniel's an awesome dude. He's a high ticket sales closer. And we got in a call. I thought I was supposed to get in a call with Riley Jarvis, who's a biohacker, who ended up becoming my biohacking coach, which is kind of cool. And then I felt like at the time I got duped into this call with Daniel, and then happened. I said I wanted to talk to Riley, not you, just Daniel. And then we were kind of like having a bit of friction. And then he said, why don't we just get on a call and talk about, what we offer? And I was even more turned off by that. And I was like, I don't think I want to do that. And then I think I tried to flip the script and said, I think if you approach it this way, that would have helped me get clarity and even want to stay on the call. So I invited him to one of our sales master classes, which I think he came the next day or something like that. and I had a good chat with Riley, and he apologized, and it turned out really well because I connected with Daniel. We worked through our dirty laundry, if you will. Obviously he's here, the second or third time, and Riley just checked in with me on WhatsApp the other day, and he's helping me with my sleep. He's helping with my energy. I've ordered a lot of supplements. He gave me tons of great advice. And I'm actually helping him with his sales pages and his sales process. So this is a beautiful thing, when you meet human beings. And in the online space, there's ways that people are taking, not so great approaches, or they just don't know, right? And I know even with automation and bots, it can be really slimy, sleazy, sliding into your DMs. So I want to teach a way that's very different approach from that, which is a non-salesy, non-sleazy, non-icky way that's a H to H, human to human, heart to heart approach. So thanks you for joining, Riley, and please have your questions ready for sales, show up rates, how to build rapport, how to build trust, et cetera, if you're able to stay that long. Cool. So Daniel, why don't you do your spiel? So what is it that you and Riley offer in terms of your services? Because I think there might be people here that would be interested in, getting a call with Riley or yourself and saying, if you can do like, some sort of like fitness or like a biohacking audit to see where my, gaps are and what I can do to help improve my sleep, fitness, energy. I think that'd be like 100% of people interested at some point in some of these things that I mentioned.
Sure. Do you want to do it now?
Yeah, give us like your 30-second, when you're getting interested people in, how do you get them interested and what do you guys offer in your services?
Well, I guess the biggest thing about this thing that we offer is really just personalization, because there's like different situations for different people, different goals, different problems. But whenever you're sort of, whenever it comes down to health side, it's really important because, we always want to be healthy. That's like one of the first priorities. So whether it's like your sleep, whether it's your weight, whether it's your energy, whatever you just feel like about your health and sort of the life that you're living now is lacking, or maybe you want to improve that, this is something that we improve. But as I said, it's like really personalized. So I really want to say something that wouldn't really appeal to you. So yeah.
Yeah. And working with Raleigh and Daniel, my sleep scores, because I have an Oura ring, it's a smart ring. These are basically they read all your biometrics from sleep, REM sleep, deep sleep, like in terms of like the steps counted, calories burned, the body temperature when you're sleeping, your resting heart rate. It's a very, it's called Oura, O-U-R-A. And I believe, Daniel, if I'm not mistaken, in your program, you guys gift every client an Oura ring, I think, at one of the package levels. Is that, which is incredible because some of these are like up to anywhere from $250 to $500. So to be able to include that in the program with the price and get the value is huge. So that's something I would include in the sales process or the scripting or the messaging, because I know that when I was getting one, I was a high ticket sales closer too. And at that time I was broke. I couldn't afford one, but I knew I really, really wanted one. And then, so it's a daily tracker. And right now, I think with the software that you guys have, and this is another upsell, Daniel, with your software, I can't remember what it's called. It is a dashboard that has like crazy analytics. So it can tell you where you're at with your body, with your energy, with your sleep. It's a very, very revealing dashboard. So I went from ready scores of like anywhere from like in the 50s, like, which is really low. That means my energy is low, but I still show up like this, right? Like I'm only working at half my capacity, sometimes even lower than 50. And then with Riley and Daniel's help, I've been up to like 89, 90. So literally almost double. So, and it makes a difference because I show up energized. If I'm showing up typically in the 50s, and that's how you know me, and that doubles, like imagine how much output and clarity and creativity and content I can, amass, if that makes sense. So it's a game changer. Okay, thanks, Daniel. Melissa Maldonado, I don't know how to pronounce your last name. You want to introduce yourself? How do we know each other? I have a guess, but I don't want to assume. And who are you? How do you help? And who do you help people?
Hello. Sorry,
Hello.
I feel like I'm just waking up.
That's okay. Me too.
I was on the Lead Magnet Summit, so that's how I found you.
Ah,
I feel really new, so I'm just gonna like kind of explain what I do. I'm just starting creating my programs, and I've been teaching a lot of classes, so I'm a metaphysical teacher, counselor, coach, and I help people overcome loss, overcome depression. Well, you never really overcome depression, but kind of to like understand how the cycles work and how to feel better, how to begin to understand their intuition, to understand their spiritual gifts. And yeah, that's what I do. So I've been teaching a lot of different kinds of metaphysical classes, and I'm kind of now just starting like a coaching program to work one-on-one with people to help them explore their own metaphysical gifts and really understand like their power, to empower people to uplift their lives, I guess.
wow. That's so cool. I mean, first of all, are you talking about the Rapid Lead Generation Summit?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I just did like a pre-recorded summit interview with Dr. Martina, and that was like, and then I got busy, I got vacation. So to have you come here is kind of cool for me. So thanks for joining. And
Awesome.
did I send you an invite to the class or did,
Yeah,
or maybe that was the free gift from
I think it was the
Dr.
free
Martina.
gift. Yeah.
Ah,
And
that's
then
so
I
cool.
wasn't really expecting it to be like a live Zoom today. So I'm kind of excited to actually be able to talk to you. So that's pretty cool.
Oh, that is so cool. Did you watch some of the summit recordings? Is that how
Yeah.
you got here? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we had like an hour and we literally ran out of time because I was actually coming to teach this class. Are you from San Francisco?
I live in Northern California, more like towards inland from San Francisco, but yeah.
Okay, so if I'm doing a bit of back research to see if this is you. Associate Cybersecurity Engineer at Visa.
No.
Is that right? Oh, I have the wrong person. Okay, so are you on LinkedIn?
Yes.
How do I get someone that's close to you in the similar area? Advocate for equity in education, math academic coach. That's not you, right?
No.
Okay, so let's just see here. What would your
My LinkedIn should be Melissa Maldonado, but I feel like I really need to redo my LinkedIn a little bit. I'm not very active on LinkedIn. I used to be a fashion designer in Los Angeles. And that was like, yeah, I feel like I'm in my second lifetime. So
yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah, that's what I used to do. And then now I got my PhD in metaphysics, and now that's what I've been doing. I work as a chaplain too, and
what? Okay, so you do your PhD in metaphysics, and you're also a chaplain. Where are you a chaplain?
Yeah, at Sutter Health Medical Hospital.
Okay, and just to enlighten us a little bit, what is a PhD in metaphysics, and what is metaphysics?
So metaphysics is kind of like spirituality meets psychology meets science. It's a lot of understanding, like going beyond the actual physics because physics kind of explains our reality, and metaphysics kind of explains what we can't see of our reality. And so I talk a lot about energies and how to manipulate energies. Well, really not manipulate in a bad way, but how to work with your energy It's a lot about I mean, I'm also a medium. I connect with the people who have passed away. It's a lot about understanding intuition. It's a lot about power of the mind. It's a lot about manifestation. It's about really understanding how energy works and how you can empower yourself by learning how to basically use your energy in ways to help you.
Wow, that's a lot of study. Congratulations, good for you. And you're looking at launching your coaching, or have you launched it already?
Yeah, I haven't really launched it. I've kind of I had a coach, but she was not the best coach. She was not a great coach for me. It felt more like a expensive class. And
okay.
and so I didn't ever really launch my my coaching, but I have started teaching. So I have a
Gotcha.
bunch of classes that I teach on
Okay.
different kinds of topics like sound healing, connecting to spirit guides, kind of helping people understand the science and behind all of these kind of woo-woo things that are around.
Wow, that's neat. Well, welcome to our class, and thanks for joining, Melissa. And so glad to see you from Dr. Martinez's Rapid Lead Generation Summit. And I think we have Tutu. If you're able to introduce yourself, share who you are, who you help, how you help people.
Hi, Jay. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Awesome. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
I apologize. I can't come on video right now. I hope that's
okay.
okay. Awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I am here in Lagos, Nigeria. I am a facilitator, a trainer. I work with organizations. I run leadership development training programs. And this year I'm looking to actually launch a coaching business as well. Yeah, because I think training is such a natural segue for coaching, because you have a captive audience. People still need support after they've attended training. So I think it's just a great pipeline to be able to get coaching clients as well, if I can figure out how to make that happen.
Absolutely. Tutu, what is your last name? Is it a long one?
It is. It's Shongonuga. I'm going to include it in my name.
Okay, because I when I was a pastor, I had a Nigerian member. Her name was Titiliano Olupona, and I know that you guys have tribal names.
We do. Yeah,
so
absolutely right.
We called her Titi, so I'm sure Tutu is short for something too, right?
Yeah, it is. It's short for Ade Tutu, but only my dad calls me that. So everybody else calls me Tutu.
Yeah. It just makes it easier because the rest of us may not be able to pronounce it. If you can share your what's the main social media platform for you? Is it LinkedIn? Is it Facebook? Is it Instagram? And same with Melissa, whatever social media platform, can you just put your profile link of which one is your main, where you want to launch your coaching, where you want to get your clients, where you want to generate leads? If you can put your link up so that time permitting, we might be able to do like a quick brand audit to give you some suggestions and strategies to help move the needle in your business, or at least get it started.
I will do that. Unfortunately, I'm so not into social media, so I'm not really busy, even though I have my profile up there, but I will put my link there so you can at least see it. That'd
be amazing. Okay, so, and I missed the first part on the audio. I know you said you run leadership development programs. What kind of training do you, is there a specific kind of training that you provide?
I do mostly soft skills. So your presentation, communication, emotional intelligence, interpersonal skills training, stuff like that.
Amazing. And if you don't mind me asking, what is your background, experience, and or education?
So how do I put this? I have a BA in English language. And everybody thought I'd be a teacher, but I realized very quickly that that would not work. I didn't have the patience or the disposition for that. Not for kids anyway, but I find I enjoy, I call them just having learning conversations with people. And I was lucky. I started off with recruitment, actually. I did that for about 7 years, yes.
Okay.
And at the point where I was getting dangerously bored with that, the opportunity to become a facilitator came up.
Dangerously bored. That's a great,
Yes.
that's a great description. Lori loved that. Our
Yeah.
samurai.
Yeah,
Oh, I need to mute myself.
That's okay. And then you pivoted?
exactly. I worked with KPMG. I don't know if you know
Of course, they're huge. Yeah.
KPMG, big audit. Yes, in Nigeria. I was
Yeah.
there for about 10,
Your
11 years.
your audio is cutting in and out,
before-
Tutu. Tutu,
let me see if I can move to. Is this better?
Yeah, we can hear you now. All I heard was KPMG, and then I couldn't hear the
Great, yeah.
rest.
Yeah, no, I was just telling you that I started off with Arthur Andersen and then KPMG, and I was there for about 10, 11 years, and then got the opportunity to go start off a business with some other partners. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, great. Well, welcome, Tutu. Once you and Melissa are able to get your profiles of choice from social media platform that you want to generate leads and monetize your coaching business, please copy and paste that into the Zoom chat.
Will do.
Okay, welcome to our new guest. And how did you hear about us? Because I don't remember your name.
I was on Martina's summit, Martina's Zork, and you were part of
Rapid
that.
Lead Generation Summit, just like Melissa. Okay, perfect.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, shout out to Martina. I'm gonna have to give her a personal thank you because that was a lot of fun, and she's an incredible person and also a giver. So, okay, great. So why don't we, because of time, why don't we put our wins and learns? Typically we do wins and learns, but because of time's sake, put your wins and learns, meaning what are you winning in the last week or even longer for those of you who are new, sorry, and what are you learning? And just put that in the Zoom chat so that we can save some time. I'll just to break the ice, and then we're going to go into our lesson, and then we're going to also go into Q&A. So have your questions, specific questions, ready so that we can, or I can help you get unstuck in real time, and then even the community can chime in, because that's the key of Mastermind is, I'm not the only person who knows stuff, right? And there's people who are better at a lot of different things than myself because they're specialists, experts, and or masters in places that, I don't have any business. So welcome. Some wins and learns is the idea of staying curious and asking really good questions. I teach this throughout the thread of kind of my program at the Sales Ninja Pro Accelerator. And, it's really opened so many doors. And I know this is maybe a soft skill that you teach, Tutu, but it's the idea of giving, it's the GLASS method. And the GLASS method, if one of my students or clients can type in, what does a GLASS method, which is a selling method that I've created, what does it stand for? Maybe you can put the acronym down, because it'll really outline, who I am and how I teach and how I've come up with this approach that is different than most sales and business growth coaching approaches, if you will. Thank you for sharing your profiles, Melissa. Okay, so and because of giving first and adding value, it's opened so many doors. So I'm in talks with a gentleman yesterday who was the CEO of a company, AI chip company, who had a personal appointment with Sam Altman, who is the CEO of Open AI or ChatGPT, if you know, because his computer chip was like 10 times more powerful and faster than the leading chip companies like AMD, NVIDIA. These are like, I think, $1 trillion companies. Anyways, Sam Altman wants to spend, I think it was $71 trillion or $7 trillion. I can't remember. All these numbers I'm losing track. but something $1 trillion, $7 trillion on computer chip technology, because AI is, you know, so demanding in power, speed, and also warehouse space for data storage and cloud and cooling of the warehouses. Anyhow, long story shorter, the gentleman that I talked to, you know, the board of directors cut him at the knees, and that position was no longer his. And he was going through a lot of grief, depression, discouragement. And this is what Melissa was talking about, right? Overcoming depression, understanding intuition, overcoming loss, right? I had actually one of my, not wins and learns, but also loss was, which is also learns. I lost a whale client, a large client, who was generating, I think, $400,000 in the first 3 weeks. Okay, so these are kind of the people I'm in front of nowadays, which is kind of really cool. But the win and learn is also that the gentleman who lost that position basically got handed, because of his relationships, because of his giving first, to an e-commerce company that is currently doing about $6 million a year, but they're doing very little to no marketing. They're doing no nurturing, and they're doing nothing with follow-up, retention, upsells, outreach. Their competitor, who is selling the exact same product, is doing $60 million. So that right there shows you that he has a 10x opportunity to generate, and he's done 50 businesses. So this is, I'll show you. Pete Vanderveen. Okay, so his skill set is problem solving and taking bankrupt or going bankrupt businesses and making them very, very, very profitable. Okay, so he's been asked to take the reins of the $6 million company and basically 5-10x it. And he's already in the first 3 weeks gutted the place, and that's a metaphor, to basically rebuild the business. And more excitedly, and it's in the golf industry, which I'm excited about, he has a potential for some technology, for some swing analysis and you know, intelligence there. And I'm really excited about that, because I always want to get better in golf. So I'm like, Pete, sign me up. Anything to do to help scale this, I'm in. So lots of opportunities are you know, in my way. And I just hired a mentor. I spent quite a bit of money hiring a new mentor. He's got 17 businesses. So the win is there, you know, always invest in yourself. You're the greatest ROI, and take advice from people who are getting the results that you want versus people who don't have the experience or don't have the results. A lot of people are giving advice to people who are ahead of them. Does that make sense? So don't take advice from those people because they have well intentions, but they don't know what they're talking about. Okay, so all that to say is that, you know, when you give first, when you add value, when you ask really good questions, it will actually invite you to a bigger table, a bigger pond or ocean, if you will, and opportunities because of networks, opportunities because of building rapport. The current problem that I have is I have too many opportunities and I don't know which ones to pick. That's why I hired the mentor with 17 businesses, because he's an empire builder. So I need some discernment on how to choose and how to pick, you know, where I believe God is leading me. Okay. So, wow, Lori, congratulations on being accepted to co-author a book. That's a great win. Roger Love, yeah, he's huge. Yeah, I seen him. I seen his ads. He coaches singers. He's super, super famous. Dale, thank you for sharing the GLASS acronym method. And Jay, you had your first $1,800 in 32 hours period this week since online. Is that the vegan? Is it skincare, or is it like different products? I can't remember. With the
this is the digital marketing.
the reseller, marketing reseller.
Yes.
Oh, is that what they call it? Marketing, reseller marketing, or?
Yes, MRR.
MRR. So which stands for market?
Master reseller rights.
Oh, master reseller rights. And this is what David is doing, right? David Holmes is doing this, I think, exact same thing, I believe. Or maybe you missed that class. he made some sales as well. So the master reseller rights, my understanding is you do a one-time fee, and then you get 100% of the commissions of anything that you sell. And what they're selling is digital marketing, which is like a library vault to help people with digital marketing space. Does that sound about right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And David has some great wins. Where do I start? Fly out in the morning to rescue my future bride into her new life. Wow, that's already happening. I know you said it, and I know you said in a couple of weeks, and it's happening. So that's exciting. Look at these two lovebirds here. It's like February. It's like Valentine's Day. We're working on a networking company, so you got a new domain. That's awesome. So you're finishing the website, promo videos, business plan. Look at Lori. She's your biggest fan. Dave and Jay working on another big project behind the scenes. So that's really cool. Awesome. Okay, so lots of wins here. Good energy. What we're going to do is we're going to just get up from our seats. We're going to give a stretch because I know the Inksters are low in energy. Oh, man, I need a good stretch. Let's just give our bodies a stretch. Okay, right arm back. Stretch it out. Roll your neck slowly. Oh, Lord knows I need this. We're gonna do our arms, stretching our arms out. Right over left. Left over right. Oh. Okay, we're gonna just jump on the spot 30 times. If you can get out of your seat. If you're not able to, that's okay. But it's been proven that if you do this, you can increase more sales. I'm just joking. Okay, ready? 30 jumps on the spot. Ready, set, go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Look at Dale. 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Wow. Give yourselves a hand. Extra hand and hearts to Dale lifting up his beautiful daughter while doing that. That was impressive. Woo. Just reminds me that I'm out of shape and I need to get into better shape. So, okay. Today we're going to be talking a lot about creating content that converts and leveraging AI. Because whether you like it or not, AI is here to stay, and people are investing literally trillions of dollars into technology. So I'm not really going to go into the software stack because there's just too many. I've used both free and premium, which is paid. I've spent quite a bit of money investing into different AI software, but I will mention some because of the ones that I'm using. And let me do a screen share, okay, to show you. This is gonna be, I'm gonna do like a high level, and then I'm gonna zoom into some of the deeper ones. And what I want to do is I want to get a read of what would best serve you. Okay, so I can have an agenda if that makes sense, but I want to make sure that I'm serving you so that whatever situation and struggle that you're having, it'll serve you at the highest level. Okay. So first up to bat is called Gamma.app. Okay. If you don't know Gamma.app, it's a slide presentation AI creator. Okay. And when I went to Washington, D.C., I was flown and all accommodations were paid to speak at a sales mastery event, which has given me a bunch of about 20 leads. And I think there's one person that's going to be joining, I think, today, which is kind of cool. And all these different, and we're talking about conversion, we're talking about cash, we're talking about clients, but let's not forget about the heart of, being human and connecting and the importance of leveraging these tools. But at first and foremost, the primary foundation is be a good person, serve with gentleness and kindness. Let's not forget, about these soft skills that Tutu was talking about, and just, love and serve people really well. Right? Because as much as there's strategies, as much as there's automations and bots, as much as there's systems, and I use all of them, what's the most important is to love and serve people well. Okay. So gamma.app, there's a free version and there's a paid version. So far, I've only used the free version and I haven't run out of credits. If you see on the bottom, there's credits, and I think they keep replenishing. And then there's an upgrade to unlock it. But so far, I have not had to pay anything. So I've done pretty much, I know, and Canva is another one. Canva has brought in AI as well. And Canva is amazing for video, images, also even slides as well. So some people use and prefer Canva because they didn't have the AI at the time. I jumped on the Gamma bandwagon, and so far it's been pretty awesome. Okay. So basically all you do is you give it a prompt and it'll literally build out your slides in like 30 seconds. And this is one of the ones that it created for me. And this is exactly the glass method that I teach and I share. And some of the results I've been able to achieve with the reverse glass selling method is closing or being able to generate $100,000 in only 10 days and $1 million in 12 weeks. Okay, so for those of you who are new and don't know who I am, like one of my clients went from 0 to 3 million in 24 months. So this is $1 million Facebook group award. In my own business, I was able to take it, and I felt like I accidentally made a mistake, generated 0 to 64,000 in 30 days, and then $100,000 in 100 days. So for Melissa, for Tutu, for some of my new guests, and even Riley, I know these are some of the results that we're looking at achieving. So keep listening, and I'll keep sharing of how I was able to achieve some of these results and how my clients have been able to. Okay, so all you do is, and let me just say this with AI. I wouldn't say I'm an expert. I have friends that are experts, but one thing I think they would all agree on is when you use ChatGPT or when you use AI, prompt engineering is the most important thing. It doesn't matter how good the tool is. It's the eye of the beholder and the operator that leverages the tool of AI. So for example, when you do ChatGPT, it can do a lot of things, but if we don't know how to prompt it, which means like tell it what to do, then it won't give good output. Okay. So guess what? Today's masterclass and the copy was done by AI, right? So my prompt was create a powerful and short outline with bullets of a sales psychology masterclass invite with the topic creating content that converts with AI. Use emojis and bullet points. That's it. Simple. Right? And then if you look at our masterclass, which is we have our own private Facebook group chat. Here. Okay, do you see this? Invitation to sales psychology, invitation to sales psychology. So the point that I'm trying to say to you is you can save a ton of time, whether it's copy, whether it's content, whether it's pictures, whether it's videos. There's a lot of different tools out there that will save you tons and tons of time. And when it saves you time, you can make more money, if that makes sense. Okay. So this created this for me. I looked at it. Sometimes I have to edit it or tweak it, and sometimes I don't. Okay. So that's using ChatGPT to create content. You can create content for like 12 months or however little or long you want. And you can put it in chart format so that it can have a content calendar for you. It can create your course for you. So if you're looking at creating a 12-week course on soft skills, on intuition, on metaphysics, you can get ChatGPT to build it out for you. Okay, so even when you do like, I have a podcast, so it can actually create your podcast description. So I said, create a very brief and amazing podcast show description of how faith, fight, and family, and this is my guest, John Renkin, became a top 1% sales master, right? So when I do the intro, I'll say, hey, welcome to the Sales Ninja Show podcast. Today we have a special guest, John Renkin. And today we're going to discover the extraordinary journey of John Rankin, a man who harnessed the power, and I just read it, and it becomes my video script, right? So you can create content, you can create stories, you can create videos, which is very powerful, and you can get ChatGPT to create those scripts for you, right? Here's an example of, one of my clients who's a rising celebrity star who has 6 million followers. I helped him create a content calendar. So my prompt was, he's a celebrity chef, he's got 5 million followers, right? And I wanted to help create hand-raising posts and, content for 4 weeks. And I said, put it into chart format and go from Monday to Friday. Okay, add emojis, bullet points, and make it visually appealing. Okay. And then ChatGPT will interact back with you and say, yeah, sure. Right. Here's a chart. And then if I don't like it, I'll say, hey, you didn't get it right the first time. Make sure you do this, or make sure you add this column, or can you make it shorter, or can you make it longer, or it wasn't a very good copy. So you don't have to worry about offending ChatGPT. It has no feelings. Some people, when they do the prompt, saying, sorry for being so harsh, I didn't mean to offend you. Like, maybe it's a Canadian thing, but don't worry, ChatGPT doesn't have any feelings. So you can be very direct with it. And then you can put it into a visual format that helps you create content and then call people to action, right? And then when you have a chart like this, this is just for every single day for a week. You can have it for 3 months. You can have it for six months. You can have, so I can say the same thing as this was really good. Can you improve and make the same content calendar for 3 months, right? So I want, instead of 1 month, I want 3 months worth. Okay. Okay, so it's going to take the same prompt from before. It's going to improve on it, and it's going to give me 3 months. So that's month 1. Every single day, Monday to Friday, right? So it'll be week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4 type of idea. And then it'll give me 3 months worth. Right? So if you're into metaphysics, if you're into master reseller rights, which is selling online digital marketing, or if you're doing network marketing, or if you're selling, the breakthrough of miracle signs and wonders through prayer and prophecy, you can prompt GPT to create the content for you so that it saves you tons of time and creativity, because it's researching millions of data points for you in seconds. Okay, and then you can create video scripts from each one of these. So one thing I can do is I'll say, this is really good. I want to create, let's say, 60-second video reels from this content. Can you write me a video script for each of these topics? So you have 3 months of video and scripting, literally at your fingertips, and all you got to do is read the script. Okay, I haven't seen the comments here, so I want to make sure I'm fielding any questions here. So Dale says, win for me is just confirmed that I'll be shooting a show. Awesome, just over a month, and my new venture into sushi making project will be full tilt right after. That's awesome. Might not be able to make these live calls for a while. No worries, you're busy. Okay, Melissa says, wow, so amazing for Gamma. I don't know, I'm not sure if that's for Gamma app or for the ChatGPT. Do you want to interact, Melissa? What part is amazing? I guess I lost the timeline.
Oh, I was just saying amazing when you were talking about your client that your Facebook million.
Oh, the celebrity.
Yeah. Yes, that was really cool.
So,
I was just wondering when you're just saying about about how the prompts is so important. When you're building out the content, do you I know you have to specialize for what you're doing, but how do you specifically ask to make different kinds of oh, I see your prompt example. Yeah, I'll just read that.
No. Keep asking your question. Finish your thought.
No, so do you because I'm seeing they has like reels and different, it's so many different, give you so many different ideas. Like how do you get it to come up with so many different things?
I don't, it does. But
Uh-huh.
the better, the more you practice and the more you learn.
Oh,
So
okay.
I would call myself a beginner, but there are people who are very advanced that give the prompting like insane information and data points and direction. And you can learn by just literally searching, whether it's on Google or YouTube, and find, you know, maybe the highest paid copywriter that's leveraging AI, and look for some of his or her prompts. And then when you look at the prompts, you're like, how the heck did they even come up with that? And so you just learn it, which is copy and pasting it, and then that becomes your framework or your template.
Okay. Awesome.
Does that make sense? And you could actually come up with contracts. So, right, I have an agreement that I did that gave me a $10,000 to $25,000 contract. You know, you can come up with copy, come up with courses. I'll share one just since we're here, if it's in my sales, where the heck is it? So that you can do a 30-day viral post plan, right? Content calendar like that, right? Which is kind of what I showed you. And I'll give you a prompting here to that way, you know what you can think like me, if that makes sense. And I wouldn't recommend that to everyone, but if it helps you, chat GPT prompt for 30-day content calendar. I think I went over my character limit. So let me cut this. That's in two pieces because Zoom won't allow me to copy and paste. So this is basically a 30-day content calendar for my own business, because you know, the key is having consistent content and posting regularly. So I'll just say, if you're only posting once a week, don't expect your business to grow or generate leads. If you're posting, you know, I think minimum would be 3 times a week, but that's for someone who has an audience. That's someone who has, you know, thousands of followers or subscriptions. I would recommend, and you may not agree with me, and I'm not here to win an argument, that I would argue that you would need to post content 5 to 7 days a week. I have another mentor that's suggesting that you post 3 times a day, and there's some people that say that's overkill, but more is less in content, if that makes sense. I usually say less is more. That's usually my philosophy. But in the online content to conversion space, I would say more is better. But if you're going to not be able to do more, make sure that your quality is better. It's not just about outputting tons of junk out there, if that makes sense. It's got to be high value. It's got to be shareable. It's got to be transformative. It's got to be as if you were giving paid advice away, if that makes sense. So instead of kind of like doing like little things that were kind of, you know, shake a carrot and hope people will come in, and kind of like a hook and bait, or, you know, bait and switch type of thing. It's like, hey, these are 3 secrets on how you can increase your show up rate from 30 to 94%, so you can close more sales. Real information. Here's you know, 3 ancient secrets that the metaphysical scientists don't want you to know about to improve your love life, right? It's kind of like it'll read like a tabloid. I know it sounds weird, but tabloids are the highest copywriters in the world. So if you think of when you go to the grocery store or you go to the Walmart checkout, and you look at the, you know, you're waiting in line. So if you're not on your phone, you're looking at the magazine rack, right? And there's gum, and there's like these, you know, tabloids that capture attention, because Tom Cruise just had his 4th wife, and his next baby was an alien with 5 arms, right? Whatever. I'm just joking around here, but the idea is that you can leverage and get better copy and creativity with AI. Okay. Let me do. Sales. Okay, so sales mastery workshop. So I use ChatGPT and AI quite a bit. Sales mastery. So create content, create copy, create videos. I even created a brand new offer that generated $30,000 in 14 days using ChatGPT, and I almost did not even edit the ChatGPT prompt. Just trying to find out where the heck. Does anyone know if there's a search bar? Because I don't know where it is. There should be like a search bar to be able to find your topics. Masterclass. Zero. Okay, so Academy Blueprint. So Sandra says, I have no audience. Are you saying I am to post? Absolutely, Sandra. That's how you build an audience, is creating consistent content regularly. I would say for you, and I would even ask Bonnie to chime up here, because you had not lost, but you had an inactive Facebook account. So pretty much dead. Revived it, resurrected from the dead. It's like a Lazarus, awakening. And then I asked you to create content or video, go live every single day for at least 30 days. Can you share some of the insights with Sandra and the rest of our class and guests? What kind of insight, engagement, how many people you've been able to reach, and even book calls?
Oh, yes. Well, I did do the
Well, start before you start. Go from where you were to where
okay.
you ended up.
Okay. Well, I had a Facebook account that was I stopped. It was just dormant. So Jay said, activate it, get it going, and challenged me to do 30 days live. So I did. I began to do that, sort of introduced myself again and said, hey, I'm back. I'm going to engage. And then I just began putting out daily videos, and people began to engage. And so now I probably have people that are engaged constantly with me and on constant calls, people engaging with the latest thing is I started a women's group. We probably have, I need to create, that's the thing I need to do today is create the invite, because I've been inviting them all individually. So we have, I probably have 700 people that are, and from all over the world, because we've traveled the world. So, from South Africa to Australia to New Zealand to Luxembourg and England and Scotland, and it's just all over the world. And so now I've created a women's community, which is what Jay asked me to do. And so I did that, and I've got a ton of women that are that have engaged, and now I've started a new community group online, and yeah, I've got lots of phone calls that I am constantly on and talking to people and getting testimonies from them, and yeah, so
Okay, good. That's amazing. So to kind of give you, and for the rest of the class and the recording for the replay, this is incredible. So why don't we give a shout out to Jim and Bonnie Inkster. There are wisest in terms of chronological age, and when they joined, they had just to be honest, like some technical challenges, right? From software to hardware, right?
Not challenges. I'm totally, technology is like not my thing. So
Yeah. But the fact that you took an inactive account, which was basically dead, went and took the challenge of doing daily videos and overcoming the tech challenges, because I remember we had several calls where I had to like teach you or show you, and you got it, right? And then, you know, how do I go live? How do I do this? How do I do that? Right? And you just got to learn. You're an action taker. That's the difference between you and most of the rest of the world. Is you're an action taker, you're an implementer, you're a learner, you're coachable, right? I think when you first joined the program, I said, I don't think we're a good fit, because I don't know with these challenges if I can actually help you. And if you do join, I don't know if I can help you get results, to be honest, as being very transparent. But you've been able to bring on, I think, 2 clients within the first couple of months, generate almost $5,000 US. We're Canadian, so that's a lot more money, times 1.3 conversion. And also, I don't know, you said there were 700. What was 700 people? Was that the number of people that raised their hands? Number of people that want to join something? What was that? 700?
700 people on the Facebook. Yeah, friends, I guess. People that have joined in. And
so new friends on Facebook.
Yeah.
In how long?
Well, I mean, some of those people were there, and right, and so I've got more people. So since I started. So when did we start? Anyway,
I don't know, several months ago. That's amazing. So, and Facebook community that you're launching, how many ladies are interested in joining that community?
Oh my gosh. I put up 2 posts. I think I had 40 on the first one, and I don't even know what the new count is for the one that I haven't looked at it this morning. So there was I probably have 70 easy that I need to invite now.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible. And number of book calls.
Oh heavens. Jay, I have no idea.
I think it's over 50, right?
Oh yeah.
You've been averaging 3 a day.
Yeah, averaging 3 a day.
Wow.
So, and yeah. Anyway, one of the
testimonials.
Yes, and testimonials. Lots of testimonials.
How many testimonials?
Lots. I don't know.
I think you said over 20 last time I talked to you.
Oh yeah. Well, over then I'll have at least over 30 now. So
wow. Okay.
If it's 20 then, it's got to be 30 by now. So
okay. That is huge, guys. We're talking about, you know, our sweetest couple, power couple that are in their 70s, technological issues that they've overcome, right? 700 new friends, daily videos for a 30 days challenge, a Facebook group community of, you know, 70 plus. I'm sure if you kept on inviting people, you'd probably have easily over 100 within like a week.
It could be over 100 now. I just haven't.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't gone. I just, you know, since it was.
Well, you're overwhelmed. There's a lot of things that are moving and happening that are you're not used to, because in 41 years of ministry, you've not been able to make a single penny, or get online and share who you are, what you do, and you're getting better and better and better. Lots of book calls, 50 plus, 3 a day, over 30 testimonials, video, and we're talking video testimonials. So that is massive. Like your trajectory is a hockey stick, you know, growth. Like it's unheard of. It's incredible. So we just got to figure out how to grow your group, launch your beta program, and then run probably monthly promotions. They call them either challenges or workshops, where you'll invite people for free, give them tons of value, and upsell them on a high ticket offer. That's the strategy. Okay. And I know people that I work with that have done anywhere from $50,000 to $200,000 per challenge on a monthly basis. Okay. Wow, that's huge. That's amazing. Okay, so that is very encouraging. Let's get back to the content that converts. So I've given you a bunch of examples of tools that I'm using and some prompts that I'm using. Let me show you, if it's okay, just apprentice. Oops. Dual closer apprenticeship. Team members. Okay, so let me do a screen share here. Okay, I think there's a version 3 because prices keep going up, but I will send you the offer stack that I created literally from ChatGPT. Okay, so that's the Google Doc. This is the thing is this new offer that I created through ChatGPT generated $30,000 in 14 days. I think it was like a 76% close rate and a 92% cash collected rate. For those of you who may not understand what that means, the simple English is for every person that got on a call, 7.6 people enrolled into my program, or 7 to 8 people. And, you know, on a $3,000 price tag, I collected, or my team was able to collect 92% of that every single call. If you get like a 15 to 30% cash collected rate in high ticket sales, that's pretty good. But to get 92% on each call on average, and then the 76% close rate is very high. I think if you have a 30% close rate in the high ticket space, that's very good, right? Anything higher than that is like, you know, exceptional. So the premise of this is I used AI, I created a copy, I did tweak it for sure. And the whole point is I wanted to be able to create an offer that people wanted. So prior to this, it's not like you're going to just put a prompt and then you're going to make money, just to be clear. I did the hard work of asking, hey, Melissa, in the DMs, you know, glad to connect on, let's say, LinkedIn. I see that you're a metaphysics PhD and you're teaching classes. Where are you teaching? You know, are you teaching for free? How's that going? You know, what's some of the biggest challenges that some of your students that you're teaching are facing, right? And let's say for, you know, time's sake, she's teaching sales closers how to overcome procrastination and imposter syndrome, because mindset, the metaphysics is what's the reality beyond the physical, right? What's the reality of the mindset, that the power of the brain that can unlock, you know, trauma, that can heal you from, you know, mind blocks, et cetera, et cetera. So that'd be super powerful to be able to, you know, because I know the Jeremy Miner, I think he's going to do like 150 million or something this year in his sales coaching program. He does the NEPQ, right? And there's people that use NLP, which is neuro-linguistic programming. So the whole mindset is really, really important. So all that to say is the back work was me understanding, you know, if my client avatar was Melissa, Lori, Sandra, actually everyone who's in this class is my ideal client avatar, right? So what's the biggest challenge that you're facing in your sales, in your business, in your copy, right? And then you would collect that information, if that makes sense. And then from there, you would feed ChatGPT saying, I want to create an offer based on, and maybe there's these 10 frequently asked questions of, here's my pain points, right? So in metaphysics, in master reseller rights, in prayer and prophecy, in career coaching, these are the things I've asked either on Facebook groups, or whatever social media platform, LinkedIn. I'm just doing a poll, I'm just doing research, or you can even start from relationships that you have in your connections, in your DMs. And it's not even a sale. It's not even booking a call. It's like, I'm thinking of starting a beta course or a program, but I just wanted to know if you can give me some feedback so that I can help. So you can help build my beta so I can help impact 1 million people, if that's your why, right? And people are very happy to, you know, give you their advice or their ideas or things that they're struggling with to help you achieve your mission. So I did that in the back end, and then I fed ChatGPT with what people were asking for. So people were asking for a certificate. So I'm like, I can give that to you. It's just in Go High Level, which is a CRM, there's a certificate award that you can gift to each of your completed members, right? I didn't want to spend too much time because I thought, you know, if I do an intensive, like a cohort in a modular format, because I went to seminary to my Master of Divinity, and we had things called intensives, which were like 1 week. Instead of doing it for like 4 months, you can finish the course in 1 week. Not everyone can drink that Kool-Aid. But for me, it was like get in, get out, right? And I enjoy just knocking out some of the courses that way because it actually helped me to focus better. When I took ancient Greek as one of my courses, I think it was a 2-week intensive, and 20 hours of study on top of that each week. It was crazy. It was like I was in the library every single day. I was in lectures every single day. It was tough, but it actually was a good setting for me. And I love being in an incubator space where there is pressure. You're in a pressure cooker, but you're forced, if you will, to be in a cohort with other students who are struggling, maybe crying, maybe winning and learning from each other. So because I experienced that, I wanted to create that community. And so I did. And so through that, I share with them, you know, this program was basically learning the dual closer apprenticeship, which is the dual closer is how to appointment set or how to generate leads and how to close them. So the dual closer could be like, you know, in the name, because my branding is Ninja, Sales Ninja. It could be like that double-edged katana, like that sword, a long sword, right? It's not just learning how to generate leads or setting. It's not, which is one side of the sword, one edge. It's not just learning how to close more sales, which is the other side, but it's a double-edged sword to learn how to do both. No worries, Dale. Thanks for joining and having your daughter as well. That was a treat. And then I talked to an 8-figure coach and I said, I'm thinking about doing this. What do you think about that? And he basically said, dude, your dual closer apprenticeship Sales Ninja program is going to help create or equip and make the top 1% lethal sales ninjas, because you're blowing the competition away by teaching both sets of skills, which is they're both top 1% skills. In one skill is generating leads and the other skill is closing sales. But to do that well and to do both at the same time, dude, like no brainer. So he gave me a lot of ideas for my marketing, for my copy, just from a Voxer voice memo. And that's basically going back and forth because he was a mentor of mine and, you know, I was a closer for him. So we keep in touch. He's been on my podcast and summits and masterclasses several times. And so I'm like, I don't know if this is going to work. Let me share with you what kind of potential you can make as a closer, right? So OTE is on target earnings. So if you're an okay closer, you can make 3,000 to 5,000. If you're a bad closer, meaning like bad isn't good, because good, bad, and ugly, you can make $5,000 to $10,000 a month. If you're really good, you can make 10 to 25,000. And I know people who are making over $50,000 to $100,000 a month closing, but they're outliers. That's not the norm. So I don't even put that there because I don't think that's reasonable. If I put that, it'd be kind of like an exaggerated, some people might call it a white lie. And I like to under promise and over deliver, if that makes sense. And in my content, in my video, and when you get to know me, like Melissa, we've never met, you get to see me like live. It's not just a pre-recorded summit with Dr. Martina. Now you get to interact with me. So I'm the kind of person that wants to under promise and over deliver and say, yeah, well, to make $50,000 to $80,000 a month as a closer, I mean, that's probably not all of us, including myself, right? Because of ABC. I'm not here to say that you cannot, but it's highly probable that we would not be able to do that unless you did ABC, right? Okay, so I mean, my own as a pastor, I went from 1,000 to over $25,000 a month as a high ticket closer, right? So that's an outlier, right? That's above some of the best closers in the industry, right? If you're a setter, you make X amount of dollars. So I wanted to share with people what was possible being an appointment setter and or a closer. Okay, but the cool thing is either way, you have uncapped commissions, meaning you can make as much as you want to work. So if you want to put more time, if you want to make more hours, if you want to train harder and get better at setting and closing, then you will make more money. Okay, so in the offer stack, I just put in, here's some of the results I've been able to get as a closer. I was able to collect 96% on cash collected, right? So you see here, for that month, I generated almost $80,000, so $78,900. And of that, I collected $76,000 cash of the 78 or 79. That is insanely high. I didn't know it was high until people told me it was high. I'm like, what are you getting cash collected? They're like, I don't know, 15, 10, 20, and maybe 30% I was like, holy smokes. And that's why when Eli Wild, who is Tony Robbins, #1 high ticket seller who closed $12 million in 30 minutes, was like, how the heck are you closing 96% cash collected rates and closing at 81%? I'm like, and I said to him, I don't know, God, faith. He's like, I don't know how to, I don't even know what to say to that. Oh man. And this is me having closed $1 million not 1 month. This is 3 months, 1 million here. Okay. Anyways, the point that I'm trying to make is not about me, it's about you. It's about what kind of results have you been able to get your clients? What kind of results have your clients been able to make, right? Because of the $25 million of my client revenue generated in 2.5 years, people don't believe me. But one of my clients, he generated $7 million in 1 week in commercial real estate. I went over like 3 sales objections that him and his team were facing on an ongoing daily basis. So I worked with him and his team. I did sales role play with him and his team, and they overcame those hurdles and closed $7 million in 1 week. That's the power of sales. That's the power of an offer that is irresistible. So think about not sales ninja. Think about metaphysics. Think about master reseller rights. Think about the prophetic and prayer. Think about, your production company. Think about your career coaching. Think about, what makes you stand out from the rest? What kind of results? What kind of social proof? That's why with, Bonnie Inkster, she didn't have any proof. So you got to generate proof. And now she's got 30 plus video testimonials. She's got 50 plus calls. She's got 3 calls per day. She's doing videos every single day and going live. She's, generating hundreds of followers. She is going to grow a Facebook group of, I'm going to say, 300 to 500 a month. That might be prophetic, right? So these are all the building blocks and the daily grind or the work that is necessary. We call them MMAs in this incubator. MMAs are money-making activities. What are you doing on a daily? How are you staying disciplined to move the needle in your business? Okay, so all the things I'm talking about here have helped me achieve these things. Okay, this month I closed $321,000 part-time in 1 month. So that's, if you look at the numbers, if I'm closing 250 to 350,000 a month, and that part-time, I put a note to myself because I was like, how much am I working? And in my notes, and I screenshotted it somewhere, I don't know where it is, I was working only 3 to 4 hours a day. It was half time. Okay, so I was closing $1 million half time in 3 months. So based on that KPI, I was like, I could have, if I went full time, I could have closed $1 million in a month. Okay, hit a record week of closing 120,000, and then I think my other thing was 100,000 in 10 days. It's actually shorter. It's in a week, 120. Right? I forget what I did, but that's why it's so important for you to record what you did. Take screenshots, give them proof. Whether it's your Stripe, screenshot, whether it's your CRM. Sometimes, and to be honest, I didn't record more than 80 to 90% of the stuff that I was able to do because I didn't think I'd be starting a coaching business. I didn't know I needed proof. I didn't know online space. I didn't know Facebook. I didn't know Facebook groups. I had no clue what to do on social media. I actually hate social media. I don't like going live. I don't like launching Facebook groups. I don't like I'm like the most, if I didn't have to do it, I wouldn't do it. It's not what you want to hear, but it's the truth. If my dream would be to have a team to fulfill everything from lead generation, social media, content, administration, funnels, backend, systems, AI, and all. My dream would be to show up and coach like this. This is my dream. You are my dream, right? To be able to show up, coach, transform, help, serve, speak, podcast, guest speak, etc., etc. Right? And then outside is family, faith, church, friends, golf, volleyball, snowboarding, tennis, pickleball, barbecuing, right? Traveling, spending time with my kids, etc., etc. That's my why. That's my dream, right? So here's just screenshots. So, today there were some pretty cool wins. So I'll screenshot those, right? And I'm going to give you a secret peek. I don't normally do this. I don't even know if I did it with you guys, with my students, but I have something called an assets and screenshots document so that you can be inspired. Okay. And this is basically all of my proof. And again, I have missed hundreds and hundreds, like having hundreds of thousands of dollars in my bank account. I didn't even have hundreds of dollars in my bank account, right? Being able to generate over $500,000 in 2 years, if you add these two, right? That's unheard of for me, right? I have not shared any of these first pages to anyone. This is the first time I've ever shared with anyone, okay? Because I don't actually like sharing them. Because it's kind of personal, private. And I'm barely getting started. I barely scratched the surface. I know that I've closed $300,000 for other people per month, half time. Why couldn't I close $100,000 for myself full time? I know I can. It's just I've been distracted. Okay, so I'm learning. I'm struggling. You know, I have imposter syndrome. I have procrastination syndrome. I have limiting beliefs. I'm a human being, right? There's days and weeks I don't want to do this stuff. Okay, but it's true. And here are some, you know, this is David, you know, such an amazing group of people, right? I screenshotted that, I don't know, last week or a couple of weeks ago. You know, David Holmes. I've never met in my life a person that gives so much. I haven't posted these. I just record them because you need proof. I don't even like doing this, but people need to see and hear. So I don't, because I grew up my whole life, my mom and my dad, they said, don't boast, don't brag, don't show people, let your work show. But in the online space, people don't believe you. They don't trust you. And if you don't show people what you're able to do and what you've been able to do for your clients, it's not going to help you convert. Okay, I'm going to get to your question, Melissa. Just give me a moment. So I want you to see this. Look at how many pages there are of proof. Do you see that? 388 pages of proof. Right? So this month I closed at 81% close rate. I closed $652,000 in 2 months. This is half time. Look, only worked 4 hours a day. I had to put that note because I couldn't remember. 350,000 in 30 days part-time working only 4 hours a day. Okay, 81% close rates. People struggle to get 15% to 30% close rates. Okay. If I had more people showing up to my calls, I would have had a higher close rate. I had 10 no-shows, right? Anyways, hopefully you can see that I've been able to, through just hard work, generate pretty crazy results, and also from, more importantly, from my clients, right? This LinkedIn strategy coach did 45K in 3.5 weeks. He closed another $40,000 deal. So in 2 months, he closed $85,000 in 60 days, right? And anyway, so there's a lot of results. The point that I'm trying to make is, this is Tanner Chittister. I interviewed him. He made $70 million in 4 years and $100 million in like 7. Akbar Sheikh, right? He made $5 million in organic sales. That's where I got this trophy. You see this trophy, $100,000 in 100 days, 6-figure society. Akbar Sheikh, shout out to Akbar. He has a give more, what is it? Make more, give more campaign. And I ripped off his idea with his permission, and mine, sell more, give more. You see it on my Zoom, sell more, give more, because I'm a sales coach. I'm a sales ninja. I want to sell millions of dollars, billions of dollars, and give as much as possibly I can to help fund passion projects, right? To help the next generation. Okay. The point that I'm saying is I have a lot of social proof, but I had to work very, very hard for it. Okay. And I can, on a whim, now I hired an executive ops team that is doing the things that I hate doing. Funnel fixes, links, you know, systems, automations, lead generation, and also social media. But this is after thousands of calls, closing millions of dollars, that I'm able to outsource, do what I do best, and outsource the rest. So I'm hiring not to grow my business, but I'm hiring to buy back my time, which is worth more than, you know, the hourly rate that I would. So for me, hiring a team or people up to do stuff that I hate doing will help me make more money at the end of the day, if that makes sense. Okay, and then my team will get access to this so that they can actually post this stuff, because I don't like to post it. That's the thing, is like, because I've been grown up in a way that my parents told me not to do this. I don't even want to do it. So I haven't posted stories or posts, I don't know, in maybe weeks, because of some of the, I don't know if it's called trauma or brainwashing or the way I was raised up. I'd rather just say, here it is. Let me not look at it. You guys do whatever you want with it. And then if it helps bring more leads and people on the call to transform their lives, then so be it. You're getting the inside sales psychology of, man, if I actually posted this, 1, 2, 3 times a day and put stories of all of my testimonials and my screenshots, I'd be having 5 to 10 sales calls a day. But because I'm struggling with social media, I know what I'm capable of doing, but I have a hard time saying it too. Does that make sense? But clearly you can see, man, people are being transformed. People are getting results. Okay. One more insight I'll give you, because today is about, content that converts. The point that I'm making here is you need to have proof so that it'll help convert and build the bridge for people who don't trust you. Goodness gracious. So this one. Can't remember if this is a Facebook sign in or not. Let's check. Maybe it's not, but we'll see. Oh, it is. Okay, cool. So in here, I have 6 months worth of video content that my team will have. So let's see, where the heck is it? Sales Ninja. Okay, I call it the Video Vault. Okay, in here, and shout out to Lefty Krutinas, who's my Video Jedi award filmmaker. I think he's done at least 10 to 12 awards in his films. So we have 6 months worth of content that we created, that he shot and edited, right? So for example, here are 3 reasons why you should do a VSL. A VSL is a video sales letter. A lot of people that you're talking to are skeptical. They've been burned. They've been traumatized by other coaches. What you need to do is identify the pain, identify the gap, and bring the solution. A video sales letter does all these 3 things. If you're interested in learning more about how you can do this, type in VSL below and follow for more information. Okay. So I've got 6 months. Here are 2 qualities not to look for in your ideal client. Number 1, if you're fluent in whinese, I don't want you. If you're fluent in complaining, I don't need you. We don't need whiners. We don't need complainers, because they're going to give you a hard time. So anytime you're looking for clients, if any of these come up, either whiners or complainers, do not bring them on board. They're going to give you the biggest headache. If you like this content, follow for more information. Okay, so I got 6 months worth of content that I can basically repurpose and recycle, because you do 6 months and you just do a wash, rinse and repeat of the first month. People are not following you closely enough to know that you actually reused it, if that makes sense, because there's so much content. Okay, so create content. They could be 30 seconds, they could be 10 seconds, they could be 60 seconds. There's a debate between long and short form. I'm not here to say which one's better. I do both, because I don't know which one's winning. So I might as well do both, because it seems like both people, or both opinions are that they both work. Over here, this is what Jim and Bonnie were talking about, testimonials. Whoops. So I'll just say this. I would say out of 10 people that were willing to give me testimonials, I probably asked only 2 people out of 10. So I missed 80% opportunity. But I want you to see, like Akbar Sheikh gave me a testimonial. I closed for him, right? I can't remember what my count is, but I have 99 testimonials right now. And I left money on the table because I didn't ask other people. So I want you to know that from my missed opportunities of 80%, so I probably would have had up to 200 videos or more, to be honest. When you have this much proof and you do this, which I'll show you in just a second. Great. Glad you're here. Are you up? So this is my VSL. It's 8 minutes. I'm not going to show you the whole thing, but I just want to capture attention that on my sales page, there is a call to action, clearly who I'm trying to reach, coaches and closers who want to increase their sales. And then the hook, which seems like that tabloid, is, hey, discover how I closed 105,000 and, you know, met an alien and, you know, he helped me increase my sales close rate by 1,000,000% and blah, blah, right? You know, just like that's the kind of effect you want to get is, you know, it's absurd. How do you close 105,000 in 30 days part-time while working a full-time job with a wife and 3 little kids and a brand new sales ninja puppy? But more importantly is how you can too, right? I closed $1 million in 12 weeks, but my coach said that doesn't seem believable to most people. So I had to tone it down and say, okay, I closed 105,000 in 30 days. This is my second month of high ticket closing part-time. Okay. But people don't know the backstory of that either, because I can't say it in this copy because I have limited number of space and real estate. But you are hearing firsthand the back end story, right? In my first month, I closed 85K. My second month, I closed 105K. And from there, consistently, depending on the marketing, was pretty much in the 6-figure range every single month. Okay. And this would be like attention grabber for a VSL, which is a video sales letter. Hello. Great. Glad you're here. Are you a coach or tech founder with a high ticket offer wanting to sell like crazy without sounding salesy and sleazy and not wanting to give up your firstborn child?
Not my firstborn child.
Okay, that was Lefty. He's my video Jedi. Shout out to Lefty again. Does amazing work. Created all my high production professional videos. And then the social proof is who I was closing for, right? Where my clients are featured in. And then the testimonials. Remember the testimonials? Where do they go? Well, people don't really believe you because you can be like, hey, I am a mindset coach, or I'm a marketing reseller, or I'm a metaphysics PhD, blah, 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 blah. They're like, oh, good on you. People don't like to celebrate you unless they hear your clients or your students celebrating you. So instead of you saying it, people say it better than you, if that makes sense. And that's proof in the pudding, right? So here's one. This is the guy I helped generate $3 million in 24 months. I was their only high ticket closer for the first 15 months. I think I closed 1.5 million or something like that.
Hi, my name is Corey Davis, and I own a coaching company where we help kingdom-minded coaches grow and scale their coaching business. I met Jay not too long ago, and Jay came on board with us as an advisor to help us with sales. Jay helped me up-level my sales skill. He also helped actually close some deals. We gave Jay a couple of sales calls where he literally closed the actual full pays. Like we weren't doing full pays. We were doing a bunch of, 2-pay, 3-pay, and 4-pays. But Jay actually started closing 4 pays, which actually helped us as an organization. So if you're looking for any course, anybody to help you actually like up level your sales game, give you some insights and tips and know-how from somebody that's skilled, but also not only just skilled to close a sale, but skilled to create a client experience where actually our clients are asking more about Jay. Like how can we get more of Jay? And that's really what we love about Jay as he came into our organization. So thank you, Jay, for all you've done for not only our business, but also for our clients. If you're watching this video, the best decision you can make right now is to hire Jay. Okay.
Okay. So again, it's better than me saying stuff, right? It's other people saying, wow, he's helped me transform my life, transform my business, multi-7-figure coach. This dude has sold over 18 7 to 11-figure businesses. He was like the, chief operating. He's seen the top entrepreneurs and closers, and he was overseeing one of these 8-figure businesses, right? So he understands his numbers. So check this out.
Hi, my name is David Wolf. I'm with Ethical Empires. I recently had the privilege of working with Jay Lee at a company that I took over as CEO. I just recorded this to let anybody know if you are looking for a really top-notch high-end closer. Jay is definitely the guy for you. He's very professional. He's always on time for any meetings that you have. His closing percentage was always the highest of anybody that we were using at the time. So, if you need someone to close high-ticket sales for you, you've got your man here in Jay.
Okay, so you guys get the idea. So you want to use those testimonials here, right? To showcase. It could be in your Facebook, it could be on Instagram, it could be on your posts, it could be on your stories. But there's a lot, right? If you count them, I think I've only used like 20 or 30, right? And you know, I have 100. If I do posts that showing like, you know, I just did like 10, you know, money shots or, you know, closing shots, you know, I've got 388 pages more. I've got way more beyond the veil, if that makes sense, right? Eli Wild, right, interviewed me. Since this time, I've been on over 100 podcasts, like easily, right? So this is just the beginning when I was getting started. I haven't updated this, you know, funnel in ages. And just some things that I've been able to help do from content that converts is showing people that you've done it and you walked it and that you helped your clients do it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts around it, that you need to get better at your craft. And if you're not, practice, do the reps. You know, there's a video I watched that showed, you know, maybe it'll help. I'm a bit of a nerd, so I have an Apple Notes section. And so I'll do like sports illustration. So this is good to, another hack to have too, whether in your Evernote or for me, it's Apple Notes. I have tons and tons and tons. When I watch something, I don't just watch it aimlessly. I put down the links for things that I know that are going to help me in my business or is going to help you in your business. Okay, so let's see here. And this one I'm going to set up is talking about quantum leaps, and the way that you show up and the way that you practice is going to make a difference in how you perform. If that makes sense. I think that's the one this is about.
I think is your great gift is much harder to articulate. Can you
I would
help
have
us
to correct
explain?
you. I have to correct you. It's not a gift. It's something that comes with work.
You train for the mental side the way you would your serve or your forehand. How?
Absolutely. Well, there are different techniques. Conscious breathing is a big part, especially in the moments when you're under tension.
I think a lot of people think, oh, in the moment, Novak's so locked in. You're saying this is all part of a process.
Oh, I mean, I might appear maybe locked in, but, you know, trust me, there's a storm inside. And, you know, the biggest always battle is within, right?
Take us in there.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you have your doubts and fears. I feel it every single match. I don't like this kind of a mindset that I see a lot in sports, like just think positive thoughts, be optimistic. There is no room for failure. There is no room for, you know, doubts and stuff like this. It's impossible to do that. You are a human being. The difference, I guess, between the guys who are able to be biggest champions and the ones that are struggling to get to the highest level is the ability to not stay in those emotions for too long. So for me, it's really relatively short. So as soon as I experience it, I acknowledge it. I maybe, you know, burst, I scream on the court, whatever happens, but then I'm able to bounce back and reset.
What I think is your great gift is much.
So the whole point is, you know, motivation and positive thinking, they're all good, but the results come from hard work. And the level that you, like, I'll take sports because I love sports. The level that you train and the level that you practice is a level that you'll perform. So, I mean, I'm coaching a new soccer team. I'd say 80% of my kids don't know how to play soccer. It's a rec level. I'm used to playing or teaching at the tier 1, you know, rep level. So coming into this league is a very interesting mix for me because, you know, the whole why is fun and helping, you know, struggling families. So we only charge as a church and as a ministry $50 for the whole season. My kids were paying $5,000 to $7,000 a year because they had costume kits. We call them uniform kits. They had like 2 home, 2 away, 2 practice, 2 training kits, which is like top and bottom socks. They had sweaters, jackets, winter jackets, rain jackets. I mean, we're talking like, and they traveled to like Philadelphia, New York. Like, this is serious stuff. So when I'm coaching this new league, kids don't know soccer, but it's because they haven't trained. And it's interesting because I'll use my daughter as an example. You know, she played house league and then went to rep, but she only played a short time, maybe 2 years. But the thing is this, when she went to play her first time, which was on Tuesday, sorry, was it Tuesday? Tuesday, 2 days ago. She was out, I don't know, working, performing, playing, at least 80 to 90% of the players. And I'm like, in my mind as a coach, I'm thinking, you've been out of practice for like 3 years. So, I mean, imagine if you had kept going at the rep level for the last 3 years that you've been off, and you're not even like she's not trained, she's not in shape, she's not like whatever. But then she was like, I can't believe I'm deking people out and I'm shooting on net. I'm like, that's because the level that you're playing is these people have not practiced, right? But you've already put in 2 years, which is not long, of high level intensity. So in your business, the way that you show up, the way that you have your mindset, the way that you schedule, the way that you block time, the way that you say no, the way that you leverage tools, the way that you invest in yourself and in tool and technology, everything is intentional. Everything's intentional. You know, when we, some of you know that I coach soccer and volleyball, and we became the champions. And the coach that was the champion 3 years in a row, and we beat them. When we went to shake his hands, he said, how the heck did you guys even make the playoffs and win the championship? And I couldn't explain to him on a handshake. So I said, you know, we believe in the power of prayer or something like that, or we believe in miracles, right? But it's because we put the hard work in, right? We put the hard work in. And so it's important that everything, and it's not accidental. I assure you it is not accidental. Success is not accidental. Some of the learnings might be accidental, but falling and failing forward is intentional. Because when you have a mindset and a determination to never quit, to always get up, you are the most lethal and deadliest person on the planet. Because there is going to be days where you're going to feel like giving up. There's going to be days where you feel like quitting. There's going to be days where you feel like, I can't go on another day. But when you have a mindset and a work ethic that says, you know what, today was a bad day, or today I didn't get much done, but tomorrow's going to be better. That's a difference. And that's kind of what I've been doing as an underdog, as someone who is the best kept secret, is I keep showing up. And it's kind of like, this guy doesn't disappear. This guy keeps showing up. This guy keeps doing his reps. You know, in the sales force, you know, they're like, this dude's crazy. He's like practicing a sales script like 50 to 100 times a day. He's reciting his sales script in his sleep, in bed with his wife, and closing his wife in bed. Like, that's what I was sharing earlier, is like, I was so immersed and internalizing everything that I was doing. And sometimes some of you may need to hear this. Maybe you're not all in. Maybe you're not fully committed. Maybe you say you are, but to actually, I know when I coach, when people say I'm in, coach, I'm like, I don't believe you. They're like, why don't you believe me? I told you I'm all in. I said, because your actions don't show me that you're all in. You're not coming on time. You're not doing the extra work. You're not asking me questions. And then there's people who don't say much, and they're like, not the one that was one of the worst players on my team that I coached. They became the York Region championship, the gold medal champions this year. And this girl, I don't even think she played soccer at all, ever. And every single time we had a substitute and she was on the bench, because she was not a first stringer, she would ask me questions. How do I do this? How do I do this? She was hungry. She was the most improved player of the entire team. And she scored a goal, which she couldn't even string together 2 dribbles on the field, let alone kick the ball. When you show up, when you do the work, when you practice the reps in private, you can never exceed in public where you have not gone in private. You can never go in public where you have not gone in private. So you got to do the work. You got to be intentional. And so all this, masterclass with content that converts, and I've given you the tactics, I've shared the strategies, I've unrevealed and unraveled the results that I've been able to get and my clients have been able to get. But the undergirding foundational truth is having in private that mindset and also the intentional work. Just like Novak said, right? Let me correct you. It's not just positive mindset. It's not the woo-woo. It's far more than that. I'm intentional when there's pressure cooker moments where I'm losing my cool, but I practice breathing. I practice breath work. I practice controlling my emotions. And the thing is this, the person, and I took jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai kickboxing, and in the Gracie jiu-jitsu, they teach the person that controls their emotion wins, right? When you have like a middle-aged man or woman that's in the shopping mall at Costco and they're fighting over a parking space, the person that loses their cool loses, right? Versus, I'm really sorry, I took your spot. You can take it. Go ahead. Right? People don't do that. Or, hey, that's my cart. Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought I mistook it as my cart. Right? Even if it's in my hand, I got it first. I'm like, I'm sorry, my bad. Here you go. Right? I'll give one last story and we'll go to Q&A. I was on a podcast where I was a guest speaker as an expert sales guest. I mentioned this to some other people in this room. And there's another sales expert who is there, who has been in the space longer than me, probably by like maybe 20 years. So a veteran. And every time I tried to share or answer any of the questions that the podcast host had, the other sales resident expert, there's two of us, would basically disagree with me or one up me, saying, hey, Melissa, that was a really good idea, but I have a better one for you. Or, you know what you said? I want to correct you, like on the spot live with a group. And then I had a choice to make. I could have been like, what are you talking about, Melissa? This works. And, who are you to tell me this? And blah, 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 right? And my blood was boiling inside because, before Christ, I probably would have been a gangster or a mafia leader because I'm a leader of leaders and a coach of coaches. And I'm a hellraiser. Right? Now I'm a heaven bringer. Right? So don't cross me, because if you do, I'm either going to win or annihilate your team. Right? I use it for good now, so thank the Lord. But he was making my blood boil. And I said, you know what? How can I love and serve this guy at the highest level? How do I love an unlovable person? How do I love my enemies? Right? Because clearly we're not on the same terms. I'm not going to be his friend. Right? I don't even like this guy. And in the middle of that live podcast interview, the host was like, okay, so let me just bring it back and rope it back in. He was trying to control it without saying anything to cause friction. And then immediately after that podcast, he messaged me and said, I am so truly sorry for what happened in that podcast. I don't know what he was smoking or why he was kind of wreaking havoc on you. And I don't know. I'm never going to have him on my show again. And even though he's someone that is respected, I honestly think he was threatened by your intensity without even being like, people get intimidated because of, I wrote this on a post yesterday or the other. I'm being misunderstood more, and that's the cost of growth. And then someone said, because when you're up at that high level, there's less people. And I'm okay with that. I think in the past, I was just like, I don't understand. I want to be liked. I want to please people. But I'm learning to say no and not give a flying rip, not because I don't love them and I don't want to like them, is because I have to let go of things that are holding me back from becoming the maximum zenith potential that God has gifted me to be, so that I can impact millions more. And full circle is one of a church member in a different city that I did a men's retreat with said, would you cut it out with that sales ninja crap and talking about money? Quit it. I'm sick and tired of hearing it. And I for 3 days I struggled. I said, maybe he's right. Maybe I should hang up my skates. Maybe I should quit, because maybe I am greedy. Maybe I am talking about money in a way that's not honoring God. So I was, in the beginning of my launch, I was like, in the first 30 days, I'm like, I don't think I should do this anymore. And if I had done that, we wouldn't be crossing this victory lap to see people like you in this room, right? This is not surrender. This is victory. Oh my. Okay, so now we're in Q&A. after the 2-hour mark. So let me go back to some of these questions. Melissa had a comment, I think, that I wasn't able to get to. So let me go back up. Okay, so Melissa, you said, I don't directly help people make more money. I would argue and push back and say, I believe you could, if you wanted to, but that's a choice that you would need to make. Because if you think of like NLP, if you think about mindset, if you think about overcoming mental blocks, if you think about the metaphysical, which is, you know, maybe even the supernatural and the spiritual that people call woo-woo. And that's, if you think about my whole lesson and what I've been able to achieve, everything comes from that base. And has it resulted in monetary gain? Like I 25x'd my income per month. So I believe you could hugely help people do that. But it's a matter of, is that what you feel called to? Is that what you want to do? That's more, what's the word? Lucrative is not the right word I'm thinking of, but that's the word that comes to my mind. That's more lucrative, and that's what the market, I think, needs and potentially demands. So you said, I don't directly help people make more money. So I would change your language pattern and say, I don't know if I want to help people make more money with my gifting. I know I can. Maybe the question is this a good direction to follow? Okay, so I don't, I can't, I never, I always, I try to remove that from our language because I think it blocks us and limits us, right? Don't tell me I can't, because I'm going to do it, right? Don't tell me I'm not going to be able to achieve this because I'm going to prove you wrong, right? And so my whole, I'm a vertically challenged guy. I'm like 5'6", 5'7" on a good day, right? I play competitive volleyball. And on Monday, I played. I'm an older guy. I shouldn't be able to play the way I'm playing. And in volleyball, it's called a pack when you nearly take their head off. I took a guy's almost head off on Monday night. This is, I don't even like saying this. I don't say this normally, but it's because I exercise 7 days a week. I do vertical training, right? A guy that's 5'6" should not be able to hit unless you're like doing the work. It's intentional. I assure you that was not accidental. I'm not saying that the hitting him in the head was intentional, by the way. I can't control that, but I can assure you that, you know, to be able to jump that high and to be able to hit that hard was not accidental. Okay. So is there a better way to market results or show proof of success? If it's in a monetary, then clearly Money Shots is going to be the clear way. Other than that, the intangibles could be like, you know, help me take my marriage that was in shambles and renew my vows, right? Help me take my scarred relationship with my 16-year-old daughter, and now she's, you know, we have an amazing relationship. Those are intangibles. They're harder to sell. Are there any tricks to help people see value in paying a higher price to improve their life without necessarily understanding that they will most likely indirectly make more money? It is harder. It is possible, but it's harder. One thing you can do, Melissa, is find and put in this chat, or you can unmute your mic. Who is the person that you know that's living the life that you desire or dream of, that has a similar skill set and is doing what you want to do? Does that make sense? So for me, Jeremy Minor, Daniel G, what the heck's his name? Andy Elliott. I don't agree with some of their tactics and their approaches, but you know, these guys are doing like 100, 150 million a year, and they're sales coaches, right? So they're living this dream life. Again, the approach and the tactics is something that I may not vibe with or agree with, but they're in my industry and they're the most sought after. They're like top 3, top 5, top 10. So I watch them and then I learn from them. And then there's things that I hate or do not like that I will not say or do. And there's things that I do like that I can, you know, say, this is very valuable. Who is the person in your industry that is getting the results and living the life that you would like to live, if that makes sense? Can you share that?
I'm trying to think of who offhand. I can't think of someone specifically on the spot, but I really like this idea of, because I kind of have been thinking about like, shoot, I don't know if that I directly help people make money, but I really do like this idea that you've been talking about how mindset really does help people make money, and kind of like maybe going in that direction a little bit more with my work to get hired to get clients.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think it's about testing. You know, Alex Hormozy says, if you haven't tested your offer at least, 100 times, you haven't tested enough, right? So test, pivot. I know a gentleman that was in the health coaching space. I think in a year and a half, he made nothing. He made no money. And then he pivoted to landscaping, and he made $14,000 in 60 days. So I think it's important to acquire skill set. And I'll just say this, from post observation, and when I looked at his socials, I myself questioned his ability. Right. So for example, and I'm gonna exaggerate this to make a point. If you're looking to get into fitness and you're looking to hire me, and I'm like, obese and I have diabetes and I'm on 14 pills a day because of my lack of fitness, but I'd be like, hey, I was a gold medalist swimmer in my college days, so I may have the mindset and the skill set, but I'm not living or practicing it now, right? So it's going to be very hard for you to hire someone like me that is 200 pounds overweight, right? Or I'm eating a hot dog and poutine while you're on the treadmill. I'm trying to exaggerate here, right? I would not hire a coach like that, right? And the point that I'm trying to make is, what are people seeing and hearing? And so for that gentleman, bless his heart, when I looked at his content and when I looked at his, and this is a judgment and assumption, and God forgive me, that's not the body I want. Just point blank, it's not the body. If you look at someone like Andy Elliott, if you look at someone like Fraser Baylor, I think his name is, they look like they're coming out of a comic strip, like a Marvel Avengers movie. And that's their daily look. There's actors that have to work 3, 6, 12 months to get to that shape, but I know guys that are living that in the daily, and I'm following them because they're superhuman, right? So the point that I make is, when I look at that example of fitness and physique, at some point I will probably hire them. When I look at a sales coach and I see that they're getting these results, at some point I'm going to hire them. And when I look at a mindset coach and I see that they're getting these kinds of results for the clients, at some point I'm going to hire them. When I see an empire builder who is building 17 business, I'm going to hire them. I already hired him. When I see a biohacker that's getting these results, I'm going to hire him. That's why Daniel and the guy that he's working for or with, I hired him. Right? But people need to see. Show me. Don't tell me. Show me. The more you can show me, I'm watching. I'm lurking. David Holmes, I'm not sure if he's here today. He lurked my. Oh, there he goes. You say it. I'm not going to say it. I didn't even know you were following me. I didn't know you were watching me. I just know your mom from church, and I barely knew you. How long were you following me? You were watching me, and then what happened? This is a good example for Melissa.
Oh, I guess I knew that you were there for a while, but you were so big to me that I really didn't think I was worthy to really talk to you. So I followed you for about a year, and I guess for about a year, and then decided to give you a call. And So, but the funny thing is, I waited till I was at the bottom of the barrel that I really needed help before I did it. I could have called a year before and not gone through that process.
Wow. That's really, really informative information. So I think, there's people who watch your content, they hit rock bottom and they have nowhere to turn. And so out of desperation, and a lot of people will not hire people because in their poverty mindset, they don't see that as an option. But I think, like I said, investing in yourself is your greatest ROI, and find people who are getting the results and practicing it. Because there's people out there who are the so-called gurus, coaches, the consultants, whatever you call them, that are no longer in the trenches, that are no longer, doing the things that they used to do, but they're kind of riding the coattails of their success or their past success, if that makes sense. So I'm in the trenches almost on a daily, right? Both inside my work and outside. I'm coaching outside of coaching, right? I coach all of my 3 kids' teams inside and outside of the school. So since we're on you, Melissa, are there any tricks to help people see the value? So yeah, testimonials will help. Getting short clips with captions so that people can see what exactly does she do and how does she help, David? How does she help Sandra? How does she help Jay? How does she help Jim and Bonnie? Like, I'm not really sure what she does. This whole metaphysics seems too intellectual for me, too high. She's a PhD. Like, so just like, David was saying with like, Jay's too far ahead or he's too unreachable, is show them that you're reachable. Show them that you're human. Show them that throughout this call, I said, there's so many things I struggle with. Social media, imposter syndrome, limiting beliefs, poverty mindset. As a pastor, I struggled, right? There's so many things I struggle with, right? And, there's, 80,000 thoughts. And out of those 80% of those are negative thoughts. We have a lot to overcome. Tens of thousands of thoughts that we're battling. Every day is a losing battle. But for me, every day is a winning battle. It's because I'm an optimist. I'm a positive. In StrengthsFinders, it's positivity. It's like, we might have 60,000 negative thoughts, but I'm like, hey, but 20,000 of those are positive, right? It's the optimist, right? What other question, if you have, since we're on you, Melissa, that you have that you want to ask?
I don't think I have another question. I've gotten really a lot today, Jay. Thank you so much. This has been really awesome.
You're welcome. And if time permits, we can go offline and talk about your coaching program and launching it, as well as anyone else who is new. I can't remember if, who else is here. Melissa, Tutu, Melissa, and I can't remember who else we had earlier. But if you are new, and I'll talk backstage with you guys to see where you guys are in your business and maybe share some strategies to help you monetize your business. Okay, so but what are the questions? This is Q&A time. Where are you stuck? How can I help you? Is Beata still here? I think she had to leave. I think she wanted to start her business as well. What are the questions do you have to help me help you? Bonnie, David Holmes, Sandra, what questions do you guys have?
Well,
Jay.
I think
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I think I don't know if it's a question, but I just need the ability to continue the momentum that is happening. And so, yeah, I'm just like, okay, I maybe I need a strategy to do smarter or something. And I definitely spend too much time talking to people, like too much time on calls, talking to people, like give them too much time.
Oh, are you saying you go, you give too much time on the calls that you're offering?
Mm.
How much time was allotted and how much time are you giving them?
Well, I say 20 minutes and I have 3 calls like basically in a row, but it's, yeah, it's longer. And then we've got calls that we've had in the evening that are coaching calls that are like 2.5 hours long. And,
whoa,
yeah, so it's been pretty intense. And I'm like, between that and my mother, I'm, you know, I just, find the strain. Yeah, I'm like, okay, God, you've got to give me some strategies. So, Jay?
Yeah.
Some
That's a great
strategy.
question. So I would say this. I think it's important that you schedule your time well.
Mhm.
So let me see if I can do this in real time. Let me switch to my e-glass here. Okay, so
Taking all that down.
Mm. Hope you have a screenshot of that, Jay.
I did, yeah. It's so interesting because like the things that I create, it feels like an art piece to me, so I don't want to erase it.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, ooh, you want to take that down? No.
I know. Okay, so let me ask you before I write this out, and I'm behind here. What is the feeling that you have right now with all these testimonials, all these calls, the 20-minute calls being 2.5 hours coaching call? What's the feeling or emotion that you're having right now?
The feeling is exhausted, like exhaustion and overwhelmed. I would say that exhaustion and overwhelmed. Would you say anything else?
And you?
Yeah, no, or how do you feel? I mean,
Well, you're grouch here.
Married for 52 years, and there you go.
There you go. Oh, yeah. Grouch here. Okay. So what's the other word for saying that?
And
Agitated?
definitely, and the whole thing with my mother too is yeah, it's an emotional up and down, right? So
Okay. So there's a lot of stress, strain, right?
drained, yeah, drained.
Drained, okay.
Mm.
Drained. Would you feel like you're on a road to burnout?
Perhaps if I don't, I mean, yes.
I know it's a hard
Like,
thing to admit.
I feel like I can't keep up the pace.
Yeah.
Have to have
Something
something has to break.
Okay. So in terms of priorities, because I can obviously tell you how to generate income, but if your priority is family and mom, then we need to take care of first things first. Obviously I know God is your first priority, so we'll assume that. But next to, filling your tank with God and his presence, what's the next priority?
Being out, going for a bike ride, going for a walk, going out. Physically being out in nature.
So call it fitness. Call it going out.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. What's the next priority?
Well, I mean, it would be my family. So my mother, our kids, and our kids all live on the other side, one in Ottawa, which we're going to we're flying to Ottawa on Saturday. Then all of our kids are on the other side of the globe. So, all of that takes time to connect. And then, yeah. So that's and then for me, so those are the main three. And then right now, my priority is keeping up with the post, like reposting, engaging with the people, doing the, business, doing the daily, the daily stuff. And now with the women's group. So now I've created, I said to Jim, well, now I've got two things that I need to keep up with my normal feed. And now I've got the women's group as well. And, you know, I want to create in there. And so, I don't know, it's like, yeah, so I'm going to, I really need to use the thing that I hear from you today, that I feel that I've heard, is use chat GPT. You know, to help create that. I've also put out the beta, the first beta thing today, so now I've got that, so I've got people I need to respond to for that, and that can be another question. We'll just see how that, the post that I put up goes. So anyway, does that help?
Absolutely. Okay, so let's try to itemize how much time, because I know your mom's a priority, and obviously kids kind of is, it comes and goes, right? It's not like you're going to be with your kids in Ottawa or, you know, in Europe at all times. It's going to be like seasonal, if that makes sense.
No, yeah, but we have
So
to.
with your
have to
mom.
connect.
Yes, okay. So how much time per, let's call it per week, do you would you like to spend with your mom per week?
Well, right.
To be honest, none.
Okay, so you don't want to spend any time, but what do you think is the minimum that you
Yeah, I
should
mean,
maybe?
it's
You're spending at least 5 hours a week with her.
well, no more than that, because no more than that, especially right now, because she is failing. So how much time do I want to spend? That's a good
You
question.
said 0, but how much time should
No, I
you
did
spend? You're
not, I
saying
did
more than
not say,
I said that.
I did not say.
Okay. Your better half said that, sorry.
He's better off not coming, not coming. So it's, how much would I, if I did an hour a day, that would probably be sufficient.
Okay, so 5 hours per week. Correct?
No, probably 7.
Probably 7.
Oh, every single day.
Mhm.
Okay, so in terms of kids, how much time would you like to connect with them per week?
How much time would I like to connect with
Yeah,
them?
that's what
But yeah, I'm just thinking, I think at least an hour a week would be reasonable.
for each one.
Yeah,
Total for all kids? How
Yeah.
many kids?
Well,
4.
we have 4 kids.
So is that 4 hours?
Yeah, well, then we have the grandkids too that we connect with, so, and we have 11 of those, but we don't spend an hour talking. So let's say 6 hours. Let's say 6 hours.
4 kids, 11 grandkids.
Yeah.
Grandkids. And sorry, how many hours you say you want to spend with them?
She figured 6.
Per week?
6, would that be right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
Okay, how about fitness and nature?
Well, I'd like to do a whole lot more. So are you talking about how much we do spend, or
No, how much you want?
how much do I want?
We started today, and I, you know, it's not, maybe if it was accidental to me, but God has a plan. He said, delight yourself in the Lord. He will give you the desires of your heart. So what's your heart desire?
At least an hour a day.
So 7 hours a week.
Mm. Yeah.
So you love getting out, and that's going to include fitness, right? Because you're biking,
Yeah.
golfing, you're doing,
We're walking, we're biking, we're golfing.
Okay. How about God? How much time do you want to spend with him per week?
Well, that is a priority, and we probably do 2 hours a day.
So 14 hours a week.
Yeah.
Okay, let's tally this up right now. And how much time are you wanting to spend with your business?
Well, how much time am I wanting to spend? I mean, you sold us on 4 hours a day. That would be great. That would be great,
Mhm.
but that's
Mhm.
not happening. So, and so, how much time am I spending?
Okay, what are you currently spending on time?
She would probably like to put in maybe 20 hours a week in the business.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what she'd like. But because
Mhm.
of our age and our we've been on such a learning curve, that it's just like we can't seem to stop because there's so much we need to do and learn and do. And
And,
get done.
and,
So we're probably running at least 60 hours a week on that.
yeah,
But that's not what we want to do.
yeah. Because
60
everything,
hours
yeah,
for
we're
the
probably,
business or for everything total combined?
No,
well,
for the business, basically.
yeah, for the business, like just doing the social media, doing the, just the whole technology, you know, trying to get something to work. You know,
Okay,
it's,
so you're currently doing 60, but you want to go to 20.
yeah,
Okay, so okay, whether you know this or not, your total hours
mhm,
per week,
yeah,
is 94.
yep,
So that's why you're feeling this.
mhm.
Okay,
But that doesn't include,
so
see, we haven't included,
Friends.
we haven't included friends in there, like, you know, I mean, and we have a ministry, a prayer ministry, which, you know, we're taking a prayer team to
So that's
Ottawa that
I
we've
don't know if
been,
there's that many hours in a day.
yeah, but
yeah, right.
so,
Okay, so the key is to get well, the thing is this, something's
Yes.
got to give. Something's got to
Yeah.
give. To go from
Yeah.
60 to 20 and monetize that, it's like rubbing a magic, you know, genie, right? And asking for like a magic wand, right? It's like, how can I make more money by working less? Obviously, everyone wants that, right? It's
Oh, yeah.
thinking smarter. It's like, so the short answer of it, without sounding too simplistic,
Mhm.
is, and this is for everyone.
Make more money. Make more offers. Then that'll just make me
Okay.
more busy.
Well, yeah, I mean, because making more money in the beginning will cause more work.
Yeah.
Because people are paying for a solution
Mhm.
and they're wanting your time and your genius to be able to
Mhm.
help them get, you know, the solution that they paid for, right?
Yeah.
But the beauty of that is when you do that, you can afford ways to decrease the amount of time that you're spending in your business by getting people to do things that you hate doing or you don't know how to do well,
Mhm.
right? So as soon as you can, you know, and I recommend this to everyone else, is one of my mentors said, hire an executive assistant or a virtual assistant as quickly as you can. So I think when he made his first $2,000 sale, which is less than what you guys made, he hired his first executive assistant. I think overseas you can get some of them for $3 to $5 an hour. Some of them are 5 to 7, 7 to 10, anywhere from $3 to $10 an hour or more. You can actually find them.
Mhm.
So let's say for argument's sake, you hate doing social media posts, right? The videos, obviously they can't make for them because that's you. So you got to create it, but maybe they can post it and post it better than you because they can give actually hooks. They can give call to actions. They can grow your Facebook group. They can follow up with those Facebook group leads. They can book calls for you instead of you doing all that stuff. You have to do this